Hello, deep soul divers. This is Astrology, the 8th house, part 3. And in this segment, I'm going to discuss the spiritual gifts of 8th house people. 8th house people often share with me that they are very sensitive to energy. So, one of the spiritual gifts of 8th house people is energy work. Things like Reiki, pranic healing, healing touch, any kind of career field that helps them use their healing abilities to help others. So often they're drawn to learning about the chakras and the energy system of the body. And many 8th house people share with me that they actually can see auras and that they can see the colors around someone and a glow above their head. I remember when I was in church, when I was 16 years old, I saw the pastor had this glow just around his whole body. Like it looked like another body, but it was yellow, white. And many 8th house people share the same experience with me, that they see auras and different colors around the energy field of a person. And they usually experience this at a young age, and they maybe didn't even know what it was. And if you look at religious art, like from history, a lot of the paintings and pictures have, a halo around the angel or a halo around Mary or Jesus or Buddha. And that's the aura, the energy aura, the spiritual body. So 8th house people are natural healers. Almost every 8th house person I know, they tell me that they are very interested in alternative medicine. Any kind of new age, non-traditional medicine, herbs, flower essences, oils, acupuncture, acupressure, yoga, all of the different energy fields, Reiki, pranic healing, all of the very deep, non-traditional types of medicine. They are gifted in that, and many of them do this as a main job or even a side job. So it's a gift. It's a gift, and they're able to pick up on people's emotions, people's memories, and help them heal and process those things. So that's the first gift. The second gift is clairvoyance. Many 8th house people tell me and share with me that they have had an experience at some time in their life where they have known the future. Whether it's through a vision or a feeling, a gut instinct, that intuition that they have, whatever it is. A dream where they dream something in detail and then that dream manifests in reality. This will happen to 8th house people. This is a gift that they're born with. For me, I dreamed the first time I ever had this happen. It was very silly, but I had a dream about my neighbor, and he had called me on the phone. He was crying. He had a white hat on and a white shirt and glasses. And I dreamed that in vivid detail. It was so real. And the next day, the phone rang, and it was dark, just like the dream, and it was my friend. And he was crying, and I went outside, and exactly what I dreamed happened before my eyes. Everything he told me, everything he was wearing, I didn't even know he wore glasses, and the glasses were on. That's the first time it ever happened to me, and I couldn't explain it to anyone. After that, it became more and more evident through my dreams and through feelings that I could see the future. I would know when something was going to happen. If someone was sick or if my family member was going to pass away, I just knew. 8th house people, this is a common ability. This is not something that, that you're alone in. Many 8th house people tell me that they've dreamed things that happened. 9/11, the Japanese tsunami, tornadoes, earthquakes, major natural disasters. 8th house people are connected to that stuff. And when it happens, it's a blessing and a curse, because they're like, I knew this, or I dreamed this about a year ago or 6 months ago. So they know things. That's why they oftentimes are drawn to psychic work. Psychic detectives, readings, doing deep readings for people, spiritual readings, astrology, all of these mystical new age topics. They're fascinated by it because they have experienced something that they can't explain. And that is why they're drawn, because they have these innate spiritual gifts. They're born with psychic abilities. They're born with what I call an intuition. 8th house people have a gut instinct And this gut instinct is never wrong. It always is right. And so I tell 8th house people, trust yourself. Trust what you're thinking and feeling, because it's often right. Another spiritual gift is the gift of telepathy. And telepathy is picking up on other people's thoughts. It can be very hard for 8th house people to distinguish between their own thoughts and those of others. But when they figure it out, it's very powerful, because they'll know when someone's lying to them. They'll know when someone is being dishonest, when someone's being angry with them or hiding something. I remember the first time this happened to me. I had gone into a home to visit a teenager, and she was adopted, and her mother said she was having lots of problems and didn't want to live at home anymore, wanted to find her real parents. And there was a stepfather in the home. And as soon as I walked in, I just knew something sexual was going on. And I didn't want to think it. It just hit me. I knew that he had made a pass at her, the stepfather. And I thought, I don't want to think that. It's a horrible thing to think. And it came in my mind. I just pushed it out. Like, I don't want to think that. So the more I got to talking to her, I found out it was right. It took about a month, but I had another counselor call me from the school and told me that this child had told her this about a year ago. So things like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was right. Like, why would I think something like that? You pick up on people's thoughts, and you pick up on what's truly going on in the environment. 8th house people do. And sometimes they push those negative thoughts out because they're like, I don't want to think these dark thoughts. I don't want to think these taboo things. But the thing is, 8th house people are born with it. You're born with a connection to the dark, a connection to all those things in life that most people don't want to talk about. Death, sexuality, pain, betrayal, anger, rage, all of the things that most people avoid and they don't want to talk about because it's uncomfortable. 8th house people embody it. You embrace it and you carry it in you, in your energy. And that's why people often come up to 8th house people and share all their problems. We're connected to death, the ability to see spirits, the ability to know when someone's going to pass over, attracting people to us that have had a lot of loss. I remember whenever I go to the grocery store, it happened like clockwork. I'd have people, total strangers, come up to me and say, my dad just died. Or, my grandfather died last week. I don't even know these people. Total strangers in the grocery store aisle. This happened to me my whole life. And I just laugh now because I know, it's 8th house energy. It's 8th house energy. And I'm sure some of you guys have had it happen too. But that's why. Because you just have this taboo openness about you that people know that they can tell you anything. And 8th house people, nothing shocks us because we have heard it all. Now, I know you're probably laughing, but I have heard it all. Okay, not just because I'm a counselor, that makes it, because I am a counselor, I do hear a lot of things, and nothing shocks me. But even before that, you're just naturally understanding of the dark side of life, the painful side of life. You naturally are mature and understand those things. And from a young age, thought about what happens if I die? Am I a soul? You think about this kind of thing, and that's your gift. The gift of presence, the gift of strong understanding of the taboo things in life. That is one of your gifts. Another gift, of course, is the gift of astral projection. A lot of 8th house people have had the experience where they have left their body, have left their physical body. So their spirit has actually left and moved and gone into the astral realm. Sometimes it's you purposely do it. Sometimes it's not in your control. Often 8th house people have a hard time with this because they don't quite know what's happening to them. It often starts when you first try to fall asleep at night, and when you wake up. You may all of a sudden just realize I'm awake and look around your room, and next thing you know, you see someone standing there, or you realize, wait a minute, I am not awake, because you can't move. And then boom, you're back in your body. It may be something that you can't control. And so, but oftentimes 8th house people tell me that they have left their body and that they have traveled in their spirit body. I know a girl that had a lot of 8th house planets, and she had been in a car accident. And after the car accident, she had been clinically dead for about 5 minutes, and they brought her back to life. And I met her in college, and she suffered greatly because she had to take sleeping pills. She had to medicate herself because after that car accident, every night when she would try to fall asleep, she would leave her body, and she would float above her body and be looking down at herself in the bed. And it haunted her. She could not get a good night's sleep because of this astral projection experience. And, part of that was because of her, traumatic car accident. But there's a lot of 8th house people that have left their body when they're very sick, maybe when they had the flu or had a very high fever, that they look down and see themselves in the bed and realize, there I am, but they're in their spirit body. So that's one of the different experiences that they have. Mediumship, the ability to speak and see spirits in the mind or in the physical realm. It's not always, like the movie Ghost where, you're seeing them. Whoopi Goldberg sees him talking to her and stuff. It's sometimes very more simple than that. It's in the imagination. It's in the mind. It's a vision. It's an image of the dead person, and then an empathic feeling that 8th house people get where they know that the person's in the room with them. They know exactly who it is, and they even know what they want because they can hear it or see it in their mind. They do not always see spirits in the physical world. Like, they're not hallucinating. They actually are connected to the spirit world. And this ability can manifest in different ways for different 8th house people. Some 8th house people may literally see the person in the room. Others may just see it in their head, in their mind, in their mind's eye, and feel it, like feel the presence energy-wise. So it just depends on the person and how the ability manifests. But being connected to death and the dead and spirits and our loved ones is one of the gifts of 8th house people. And it can be very intense. Clairaudience, which is the ability to hear things, to hear voices, to hear spirits. Some 8th house people, hear their name being called. A lot of them have told me they hear their name being called, and it's usually from the spirit world. And it scares them because, it's not like they're hearing voices all the time. It's just every so often they hear their name being called. And it typically happens, when they're getting ready to go to sleep or getting ready to wake, or when they wake up. But also when they're meditating and when they're in deep thought or deep prayer, things like that. Some other, spiritual gifts of 8th house people are just their ability to believe in the afterlife and to believe in the power of the soul and the power of energy. Many psychic experiences 8th house people will have. They'll have many different kinds. They'll experience all kinds of things. They all have a gift. Every 8th house person has a spiritual gift. And I've met a lot that had no idea that they had 8th house planets. And when I started telling them about this and the research, like, well, when I was little, I did have something strange happen, or, I kind of blocked it. And then they share with me, and it's just something that exists. And sometimes I help them awaken to their ability, like, embrace it, and to know that that they have this ability to help others and to use their gifts in a very powerful way, because they doubt themselves, and sometimes they don't even know that they're intuitive until I share their chart with them, and they're born with it. 8th house people are born with intuition and a gut instinct that is right on, right on. So do not ignore your inner voice. 8th house people are very special, and you are born with an ability to help others and to serve others, and you are the true wounded healers in this world. Through being the phoenix and being reborn out of the ashes makes you a stronger person. And through all of the pain and all of the hard experiences that 8th house people tend to go through in their life, betrayal, heartache, loneliness, depression, you name it, through those experiences, you become more and more spiritual and more psychic and more open, and you become the wounded healers in this world. So that's all for now. Thank you. I'll be back with more videos later.